You're looking at beautiful Portugal. The world's best are here to contest stop number 10 on the Samsung Galaxy World Surf League Championship Tour. You're joining us in round 3 of competition. Already 4 down here in the afternoon. Now picking up on heat 5, Michel Bourez from Tahiti taking on Caio Ibelli. And we'll go straight and lock onto our surfers in the lineup here at Ponte Fabril as Bourez, who's no stranger to this part of any wave on tour, will just trim inside the barrel. Is he going to find it? Yes, he will. Started thinking about Parko's 9+ point ride as we're watching Michel Bourez there finally unlocking a tube to get going.
A great snap into just totally slotted into a barrel. So, you know, this is going to really set the nerves at ease. Again, I love that little snap and then straight into the stall. And that was pretty quick reflexes right there, how he kind of wiped speed off, and now he sits down on the deck of his board. Little doggy door exit right there. And let's see if we can get another angle peeking in from above. Bird's eye view here, Giggs. This is cool. Nice snap.
Look how good this looks, Ross.
There's the little wipe speed right there, just kind of stalls. There's so many different ways to stall. I love it. You can get very creative, and I like that. He kind of almost did a half carve turn down the face and then sat on the deck of his board. So pretty cool surfing there for that number.
So the judges are going to bring a 6.83 to Michel Bourez. I kept staring at the wave as well. There was another couple of sections still to go, but Bourez going the safe exit there. So we're working with swells and winds here, as is always on the World Championship Tour, looking for the best possible waves for the best athletes. And talking of the best athletes, Michel Bourez has been amongst them since 2009, and he's back in the tube again as he brings you another contribution to this round 3 encounter. A lovely little hack as well. He's liking that, so finding the tubes through the low tide just off the push now, Ross.
Jeez, great rhythm for Michel Bourez. And you know, you look out on your screen there, and these conditions are sneaky. It's, you know, it's hiding how well it is out there, how good it is.
Caio Ibelli, we saw a great performance from him earlier this morning, doing turns like that, but with completion. He'll go down there, Caio Ibelli. The setup for both of these surfers now in this encounter. Where did it go wrong for Caio here?
I think he just stuck the nose of the board a little bit out into the open face. So once he kind of went vertical, Giggs, he lost traction. It looked like, you know, he kind of got a little more loose on the trucks there than he anticipated for, and lost that grip and fell. This, again, great reflexes from Michel Bourez, kind of waiting for that wave to lean back for him so he can hit it one more time. Little backhand smack. So it should be a similar score to the first one.
2 tubes to compare from Michel Bourez. Cleaner exit on that second one, and a nice statement turn at the end. So we'll see what value comes for that. The first tube having earned a 6.83. So both of these surfers truly warmed up, so to speak, as we get now Caio Ibelli, World Junior Champion of previous. Appeared here as a wild card before, and he keeps the rail moving beautifully here. A little pocket, nice and vertical, and he'll bring that one nicely wrapped up to the judges.
And you can see kind of a unique setup here. They'll catch waves and then they'll paddle inside and back around through the keyhole on the rights, which is kind of cool. Just a different way. It puts you right back at the top of the lineup. Watch this cut back right here. Oof. So right there on his backhand, I like that. You know, that's unique. Usually on your backhand, you go for more of a vertical snap like that. But Wiggly, along with, you know, Italo, I think they have that backhand snap on lock. It does look different.
We'll now hear from the beach announcers a 5.17. So Michel Bourez's 2 tubes. The second one falling a little short of the first one, Ross. Of course, both of these surfers falling in round 1. And we'll talk more about that in a minute with Michel Bourez now reactivating. Top corner now deep off the bottom. Sprays his opponent as he keeps the board speed maxing. Big hacks here from the powerful Tahitian. There's that little backhand jam of his own. Now he'll keep it moving as well. He'll want to finish strong here through the inside. Just reaches out, a little bit awkward on the last one, and he knew it. But still, wave number 3.
You know, not the cleanest ridden wave we've seen from Michel, but amazing how that thing reeled through the soundbar.
Well, the heat keeps ticking as we now go to Caio Ibelli. Back into wave number 4 here. Strong turn, deep off the bottom. Keeps that momentum. There's a completion to each of his rides, and there's that strong statement again. So getting a nice little end package there is Caio Ibelli.
Amazing. I love that. The surfing from Caio, this is some of the best surfing I've seen from him this year. And again, a bit of a contrast from Michel Bourez. You'll see a little bit of fidgeting going around, but watch how clean the rails are from Caio. He wraps into that bottom turn so nicely. So you don't see any little chattering going on. That rail really cuts through the water, and that turn right there was precise. The way he kind of laid that board up vertical once again, but you know, it's crazy where he's just able to put the board wherever he wants to. He doesn't seem dictated at all. This one, you know, staying very busy. You can see a lot of little readjustments and just kind of repositioning right here for Michel Bourez. So I think in general, if he had this wave back, you know, maybe the rhythm was a little off, but he was busy and he got some pretty serious turns. Maybe that was his best one. But you could see the body language there from Michel. I'm not sure he totally liked it.
Certainly looking like he's on his way to Rookie of the Year, Ross.
Yeah, he's up there. He's got a pretty clear lead for that. And the score's dropping in, Gigs. You can see the judges liked those extra 1 or 2 moves from Michel.
No real action unfolding during the break, so we won't have to update you with much, except to tell you to focus on here. Michel Bourez, as he gets going, he's used priority on this, so we'll see what it brings. It doesn't bring anything, so a little shift here to conditions. You see the wind whipping a little more left to right on screen now. Now holding priority. He likes the look of this. Water, as we mentioned, filling it on the sandbar here in Peniche. And the young Brazilian will get going. And he'll just go a little bit sluggish, then he knew it from the start. So we spoke about waves changing in the lineup. So 5 Americans and 4 Hawaiians also make up the discussion. And there are 2 Portuguese wildcards to talk about. One of them is already out. One of them is coming up next. And this is a great hit for Michel Bourez. Here we go. This wave has got structure. And oh my gosh, how about these turns? Michel Bourez goes huge. And that right there will be a very good number to talk about for the next minute or two, Ross, because how is the angles and the power from that man?
Although, you know, of course, you got guys like Jordy Smith just hanging in the balance, waiting to produce a big result to jump in. But let's take a close look at these 3 big moves. That one right there, beyond vertical, got a good flow right here, a lot of speed, didn't get any bobbles, and that was crazy. That might have just taken over the best move of the event right there. So right there, huge score, Gigs, 9.7 for 3 turns, no barrel involved. Usually a score that high, you're getting barreled, but that's all Spartan right here. That's his nickname, Powerhouse. 3 turns right there, and a bonus turn into whitewash, and still managed to slide the tail. So that second turn, I don't know if it gets much more legit than that.
Wow, 9.7 sees the single highest ride of this year's event. And let's have a look how he constructed this. This is where the big meat comes.
Right here. Boom, beyond vertical, and he managed to kind of have that vertical poke into a power move by really stomping on it. So you see a handful of competitors on tour that are able to produce that kind of turn. I think of Nat Young, I think of Wiggly. Michel Bourez, you know, he is no slouch on his backhand. That's where he's gotten some big wins in his career. Again, he knows that he just threw down a big score. So if you can respond and find that balance, you know, it's going to give you that extra spark over your average competitor.
Your panel of 5 judges, some of them going as high as a 9.8. There you see the spread. Highest and lowest get lobbed off. The remaining 3 get averaged out. And, well, it is a massive, near-perfect 9.7. But this horn will blow, and this is the little victory lap to the beach for Michel Bourez. It's now in the history books. The Tahitian is through to round 4 of competition here in Portugal.